Boy, do I love classic Pong. I love Pong. No! Hello and welcome to Soundtrack Limited, and today we are going to be reviewing Long.Live.A by A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky is a Harlem rapper who released a mixtape in 2011 called Live Love A$AP. Live Love A$AP was a personal favorite of mine from the year. While lyrically, A$AP Rocky was not the strongest rapper on Live Love A$AP, the beats and some of his clever wordplay actually made it a great mixtape, and it led to a lot of excitement about what his debut album, his debut studio album, would sound like. However, as often happens with an underground rapper who suddenly becomes popular, A$AP Rocky went from being someone who was cool and underground, listen to A$AP Rocky, you've probably never heard of him, to somebody who your high school sister would listen to. Oh my god, have you heard Goldie? It's so good. Do you think Jake likes me? And in addition to A$AP Rocky's becoming more popular, at the same time he dropped a mixtape with the A$AP Mob, which was pretty awful. So that led to some worries about the debut album, and oh, here comes my cat. However, the album actually ended up being pretty good. First of all, A$AP Rocky pulled in many producers who knew what they were doing, which is something that he did on his mixtape too, and it worked very well to his advantage. Second, A$AP made very sure that all of his guest spots on the album did their best to perform. And for the most part, this worked to his advantage, except for in a few instances. For example, the Santa Gold performance was actually very weak, and it seemed like she just phoned it in. And actually, it should be noted that A$AP Rocky actually did something that Kanye West couldn't even do, and that was have 2 Chainz on a song and actually have his spot be not terrible, as is the case in the song Fucking Problems. Okay, we get that, and we're getting into fucking problems here, and... oh, 2 Chainz. Yeah, you're not gonna be doing a verse. Yeah, you're just gonna be doing the chorus. Why aren't you doing a verse? Well, because you're terrible at rapping. Apparently, what you need to do is have him only say the hook. But of course, the instance in which A$AP uses his guest spots most well is on the posse track One Train, which features Kendrick Lamar, Joey Badass, Yellow Wolf, Danny Brown, my personal favorite rapper at the moment, Action Bronson, and Big Crit. Each of them delivers a verse over a beat produced by Hit Boy, and it ends up being what is personally, for me at the moment, the top hip-hop track of the year. Which I know it's still early in the year, so who knows what will come along, but this could very well be a strong contender. And another thing that should be noted is that A$AP Rocky is actually seemed to grow slightly as a lyricist. For example, if you listen to the song Phoenix, produced by Danger Mouse, it's a very emotional track, which you would not expect from A$AP Rocky, who usually only talks about getting bitches and drinking cough syrup. That's not to say that there isn't a lot of that on the album as well. If you listen to the song Fashion Killer, which is supposed to be his love song, it's all just about, oh, you dress very nice and that's why I love you. And there are also lines in Goldie in which he just talks about motorboating some woman's. Very classy of him. And of course there's also the track PMW, which needs to be mentioned, because that stands for Pussy Money Weed. So A$AP has not completely grown out of being this immature rapper, but he is actually getting more mature, as you can see in some of his lyrical themes throughout the album. And of course there's a song on here, Wild for the Night, which was produced by Skrillex, who, you know Skrillex. And frankly, Wild for the Night just does not fit on the album. It doesn't seem like an A$AP Rocky song, it just seems like a Skrillex song featuring A$AP Rocky. Featuring Skrillex? Okay. But for the most part, the album is actually very well done, with beats that range from being very dark and moody, such as on the title track and Phoenix, as to beats that are very happy and inviting, like on Goldie. On the whole, I give the album a 7 out of 10. It's enjoyable. Worth the listen if you were a fan of his first mixtape. Now, as for the album that Jay told me to listen to, by James Chance and the Contortions, I have to say, I really liked that album. Bye was just so gloriously weird, and yet at the same time, kind of normal sounding. Like it had some solid grooves on it. But at the same time, it was incredibly strange. It sounded almost like Glenn Branca playing his own type of jazz, but he pulled in some guy he got in a mental institution to sing the vocal for him. Jay, for Monday, I want you to listen to Cruising with Reuben and the Jets by Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. Frank Zappa did many parody albums in his day, and Cruising with Reuben and the Jets was his parody of doo-wop music. And that's all I got. Thank you for watching. See you next Thursday.